Blog Wars.
Hi guys, it's Tiffany, and I'm just deciding to vlog today because I had an epiphany. That's so funny, Tiffany had an epiphany. Anyway, so earlier today I was getting my nails done. Linda, she does such a good job. And I heard on the TV that they were talking about this carbon tax, and I don't really know what that is, but all I know is that we're gonna end up paying more money for everything. Like people like you and me, for our groceries, for gas, for everything. So I'm all for being green and all. Oh look, I even have proof. Look, my pinky's green. See? But yeah, I mean, it's great if you drive a hybrid. I love hybrids. I love it when people are so eco-friendly. I mean, I would never drive a hybrid, but you know what I mean. But anyway, I don't want to pay any more money to these big corporations. Why do we have to pay more for food? Everybody eats food. It should be cheap. It should be free. Personally, I get all my food for free because, like, I'm in college and my mom and dad pay for it. But if they spend more money on food, that means that they'll have less money to give me to go shopping. And I would rather go shopping than eat. Wait. And you know what else I heard? It's gonna make people lose their jobs. Like, I mean, all of our jobs will be sent overseas. That's really dumb because we have all those funny boat people that we need to make jobs for, and they're all just gonna be sent overseas. So, I mean, what about when I graduate? There won't be any jobs for me. How is that fair? My parents didn't pay all this money for me to go to university so that I would not be able to find a job. That's like, no bueno. Also, Australia only has like 20 million people, which is nothing compared to the rest of the world. I mean, aren't there like 7 million? I mean like 7 billion people on the planet? Why should we be punished for everyone else out there? Does it look like our name is Jesus? So that's why I'm here blogging about this, because everyone here watching should go out and vote against this carbon tax. I don't want to pay more money for everything, and yes, everything will go up. And if you don't want to pay more money, you get out there and you vote. Keep Australia Australian.
Blog Wars.
Hi Tiffany, I'm Darren. I'm an economic PhD candidate at Sydney University. I was very interested in your most insightful blog on the carbon tax initiative. Your excellent analysis of the situation and probing socio-economic questions has inspired me to make the video reply. Oh, by the way, your video on Brazilian waxing is fantastic. I think I'll try the star shape on my beard sometime. As you pointed out, Australia is not one of the world's largest nations by population, but it does have the second largest emission per capita ratio in the world, after the United States. This statistic was the basis for the government to recently introduce the carbon tax legislation. This tax is a new concept in Australia that is designed to encourage major domestic emitters to invest in renewable energy sources and clean manufacturing and industrial process to stay competitive in the long run. Which hopefully means you won't have to go abroad to get a cheap boob job. P.S. You need one. Anyway, companies that emit more than 20,000 tons of carbon dioxide or equivalent per year now have to pay a tax of $23 per ton of carbon emitted beyond that. Your hypothesis that the price of food and other commodities may increase as a result of the tax is valid. Way to go. It's most likely that major emitters in Australia will pass on the carbon tax expenses to consumers by increasing the price of their goods. That's not good for you and me as consumers. As you pointed out, families may have to cut their shopping budgets. The government has promised tax cuts and generous compensation to poorer households hit by rising energy and commodity prices, and also to pay out 10% of the tax revenue to the UN Climate Initiative. Most likely, the rich taxpayers will be screwed. My sympathy goes out to your mom and dad. But you need to suck it up, freeloader. To make it simple for you, this graph shows how prices are expected to rise as a result of the carbon tax, compared to the government's proposed compensation per average household. Households will face higher prices for emission-intensive products, such as electricity and gas used for heating. But most other products, including food and clothing, will see only minimal price increases. The other concern is that energy prices and product prices will rise like rockets and then fall like feathers, as manufacturers reap the benefits of higher prices but learned to control costs such as laying off staff, outsourcing operations to abroad. Of course, it is very natural for someone as dumb as you to worry about finding a job. Many opponents of the tax say the jobs will be shipped abroad, and that the tax will force companies to make massive layoffs or even close down. However, there's also the hope that the shift to clean energy will create new green jobs in Australia. In fact, investment in new energy is projected to increase to $100 billion by 2015. If you have a brain, I would suggest that you major in clean energy technology. But since your dream career is being a full-time freeloader, just go after the geeks in the green energy sector. So Tiffany, this chart shows that we will see a shift from fossil energy production to renewable energy. While the number of jobs will decrease in fossil energy, we'll add more jobs in the renewable energy generation sector. And this graph shows the long-term projected reduction of emission by sector following the introduction of the carbon tax. Luckily for Australia, another country has already pioneered tax-based clean energy policy making. The Swedish introduced a carbon tax in 1991. Sweden was able to reduce its carbon emission by 30% in 16 years, largely eliminates its dependency on oil imports, and foster a sense of environmental pride among Swedes. Their example suggests carbon tax is the best way to make carbon cuts without jeopardizing economic growth. So Tiffany, do not trouble your tiny little brain over this carbon tax thing. It will make Australia a better place in the long run. And besides, jobs like hairdressing and nail painting will probably stay local in the short run. Peace and love, Tiffany.
Blog Wars.
오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 낮에는 따사로운 인간적인 여자 커피 한 잔에 여유를 아는 품격 있는 여자 밤이 오면 심장이 뜨거워지는 여자 그런 반전 있는 여자 나는 선호해 낮에는 너만큼 따사로운 그런 선호해 커피 식기도 전에
Hi, we're group 3.
Shut up, you dumb bitch.